Talking about sticky stuff and baseball, and not the sticky stuff you find in socks under your bed. Welcome back, everybody, to A Review in Sports. My name is James Irvin, and the MLB has got a problem, and it's pitchers cheating. And how are they cheating, you may ask? Well, they're taking a baseball right here, like so, and they're putting spider tech on it, rosin, sunscreen, the hand sanitizer, whatever the substance that is foreign that they can use to help improve the spin rate on the baseball. And let me tell you, not many people are happy about this. Hitters in particular. And I think Trevor Bauer has covered this entire situation perfectly. So if you want to go check out his videos, link in the description. He has a great YouTube channel, by the way. And he covers it way more in depth than I will. I'm going to give you a basic rundown of it. I waited to make this video because I wanted more information to come out. I didn't want to go out there not knowing a whole bunch about the situation and go out and spew my opinion on it, right? So what I did was I did research, my own research, and got it. Did I use some of Trevor Bauer's videos to help just get some of the players' opinions? Yes. He does a way more in-depth breakdown video. It's like a 30-minute long video. If you want to know more about it, it's definitely a video you should go worth checking out. But watch my video first and subscribe. So basically, there was foreign substance. Spider tack was a big one. Sunscreen rosin, all that stuff, right? And what happened is the pitchers just go like that, right? Get some stuff on it, improve the spin rate. And basically what the spin rate does is make your pitches a lot better. It increases the movement on it, increases the less likely you're going to get a hit off of you, it increases good things for the pitchers, right? So hitters were taking note of this. In fact, all this started when umpire Joe West ejected Giovanni Gallows, I hope I pronounced that, the St. Louis Cardinals, and then Mike Schilt came out. I think they pronounced it right. Weird names, I don't know. Cardinals manager came out in a press conference later and said, MLB's got to do something, because right now there was nothing wrong with it. It was just sunscreen, and he's just using sunscreen to protect his body. But Joe West noticed something on his hat, easily just go like that, bam, easy change up, helping it. And more people started to notice some of this stuff, partially because it's the year of the no-hitter. There has been a lot of no-hitters thrown already. And the home runs aren't getting out as much, and pitchers are just doing better, which I personally like. I like pitchers. I like watching pitchers. Trust me, I like home runs. I like when the Braves can hit. But I also love watching some good pitchers. So I'm not mad about all the no-hitters. I just did think it was strange, because for the past couple of years, we saw offense and home runs going increasingly. Justin Verlander was just like, hey, these baseballs suck. So they dead the baseballs, pitchers are doing all this. And now they're claiming the MLB is cheating. Well, they are cheating because they're using foreign substances, which the MLB has never addressed. Just don't use pine tar, I guess, and you're good. But you can use everything else to help increase the spin rate of your pitches to make you a better pitcher. And Trevor May came out on a podcast that basically said, good pitcher, if you're a good pitcher, you're a good pitcher. But I don't think you're going to use this and you're going to become a great pitcher. But with that being said, if it helps make your pitches better, that would make you, in a sense, a better pitcher. So I disagree with Trevor May on that. I like Trevor May, a fun guy to watch play video games, a fun player to watch. And if he's welcome on the show, help voice his opinion some more, please come on the show. I am all ears. It goes to any athlete out there that I've trashed or talked bad about. If you want to come on the show and blast me and you just want to say how terrible I am, please do it. I would love that. That would mean the world to me. But Trevor May said if you're a good pitcher, it's not going to make you a great pitcher. If you're a good pitcher, you're just a good pitcher. So obviously there's that point of view. Bauer has basically said, I just want a fair, level playing field for all. And if the MLB wants to do something about it, that's fine. We'll follow it. Just don't abuse our pitch. Just don't abuse it, right? Well, what the MLB did was immediate crackdown on it, and they made it a automatic 10-game suspension. Right? So any umpire that thinks it. And I think that's where more people are upset is I'm an umpire. If I notice a kid that's going to go to his glove a lot, right? But I don't know what it could be. It could be sweat. Like, he could just wipe off some sweat on his forehead, get that. I mean, what they said in the rules was that sweat and rosin is legal. That is legal. And Trevor Bauer did a video on his Twitter, right? He's like, let's legal. And he had sweat. That's literally it, sweat, and it was sticking to his hand. So Another bad thing about this is how are players not supposed to use sunscreen? If you're playing a day game and it's like July and that sun's coming down on you, you want sunscreen, but then I guess it'd be illegal and you would get 10-game suspension, and that's not really fair. I don't know. What the point is, MLB ignored this for 4 years, allegedly, right? Josh Donaldson came out and said he had evidence of pitchers cheating. He had evidence of all this stuff and said he was going to come out with it. He's yet to come out with a video, by the way, of it. So a lot of people, I think, were looking forward to that. Sure, Josh Donaldson is yet to come out with a video. I love Josh Donaldson. You should have stayed in Atlanta. I really believe that in my heart. But then Tyler Glatz now come out, Ray's ace. He comes out and says, I've been pitching with this stuff for 80-plus innings, and in the middle of the year, I got hurt. So he's got like a torn UCL or something. He's got something going on with his shoulder, and he got hurt. But Tyler, he kind of just admitted to openly cheating, didn't he? Because he just admitted that he's been using this stuff for 80-plus innings, having a great year. Don't get me wrong, Gladstow's a good pitcher, but he just openly admitted to cheating. And now he's complaining that he can't use these foreign substances because he can't, and that's why he got hurt. Because there's two sides of that. Well, I understand. Probably should have waited till the end of the year to discuss it because teams are still getting runs. Braves just put 20 on the Pirates. Couldn't do that against anybody else, whatever. So there's a fine line in this of where don't cheat, number one. But yes, you probably also should have waited to where pitchers have time to, get used to pitching a certain way, right? Not just immediate 10-game suspension, because now athletes are getting hurt, which isn't good because less money in their pockets, and it's not fun seeing stars get hurt, and you never want injury on anybody, right? But then again, in the other sense, just don't cheat. It's not that hard. If you would just openly admitted to using foreign substances and that was making your pitching better, then you're a cheater. Then you're just as bad as the Houston Astros, right? So there was all that. Bauer goes into a much better explained detail of this than I am going to, but from my understanding is, I know Trevor Bauer just wants an equal level playing field, and if pitchers, in my opinion, if pitchers are just going out there using spider tack and all this stuff to make it stickier and help them get better spin rate, it's not fair, right? But the only problem is, the MLB never said anything like this of what is illegal and what is not illegal until just a couple days ago, right? So that's the ultimate problem with this whole thing, is the MLB has silent. They were silent about the entire thing. And all of a sudden the things are coming up. Which I get it, they're not going to know all of this, but just immediate 10-game suspension, I think that was messed up. You're going to suspend. Suspend them for cheating, but wait until the end of the year and do a full conductive research department on it. Bauer, also on Twitter, said, how are umpires trained to know what this stuff is? It's a good point. How are umpires trained to know what this stuff is? They could see a sweat mark on a hat or something like this. They could see like a sweat mark, take it off, and be like, oh, yep, gone, 10-game suspension. So if you're an umpire, right, and this pitcher was giving you flack before, you got sunscreen on your arm. You're suspended for 10 games. That's abusing power. So, but I think everybody's biggest problem with it was the MLB hadn't said anything. And when you don't know what's illegal to use and what's not illegal to use, well, then there's a problem. Because the MLB was, far to my knowledge, like, oh, don't use this. And pitchers were using all of this other stuff that was legal according to the rules, I guess. And they were getting away with it. And now they're cracking down on any foreign substance besides sweat and rosin. That is to my understanding. And now you got athletes getting hurt. You're going to have pitchers complaining. You got all this drama now that could have easily been avoided if you waited until the next year, wait till the end of the season, did a conductive research, change the baseballs back, do whatever you got to do at the end of the season. Should have kept it like it is. Like Gladstone said, he got 80-plus innings on this stuff, okay? Which isn't right in a sense because he hadn't been cheating, But up until that point, it wasn't cheating, right? So obviously the Astros stealing sign, banging on trash cans, letting them know what the other pitcher throwing. That was cheating, right? This stuff, I guess, now it was cheating, but the pitchers didn't know that it was cheating, right? Like, they had no clue what it was. Because it was legal to the point, up until now. And then I guess they're mad about the harsh 10-game suspension. They don't like how the umpires haven't been trained on this stuff yet. And if umpires don't like people, then it's just, you're suspended, which is abusing power. I get it. I'm an umpire. Hey, sometimes we do abuse power. I personally don't. I'm a good umpire, right, guys? Right? But, so, if you want a more in-depth detail of this, go to Trevor Bauer. He goes all in-depth on it. Again, he's probably the most trustworthy source, I would guess, since he's from a player. A bunch of other players come out spoken on it, and it's mainly from the pitcher's point of view. I haven't seen many hitters coming out and saying it, but I do agree with Gladstone. He probably should have waited till the end of the season. But there's also a point to where, hey, don't cheat. But there was also a point of this was legal. They never said we couldn't do this, and they found a loophole, and they abused it, and they got better pitching off it, which is, hey, more power to you, but you already been cheated because of pine tar, right? Like, you go like that, they're going to notice it, they throw you out of the game, you cheated. I don't. It's all a big mess, and it could have not been a big mess, right? The MLB, during the offseason, you would have November to spring training to decide. So you get November, December, January, February, and then by like the end of March, you probably should make a decision on it, right? So with that in mind, you probably should have waited to do this. But now it is one big jumbled mess. It's going to be a leading story for a while, which is good for baseball. Why is it good for baseball? Hey, this clip right here, it's a whole separate video. So if you want to skip forward or something, this is going to be like a whole clip that will be passed around all my social media. So you're welcome for this sneak peek at like the 12-minute mark. So here we go. And hence, this is good for baseball. Drama is good for baseball. Nobody's going to pay attention to baseball if it doesn't have drama, because baseball is like a boring sport. Not for me personally. I like watching baseball. That's beside the point. People like to watch drama in baseball, right? Like, it needs it. The Astros cheating scandal, in hindsight, was good for baseball because people were talking about baseball. And that's what it ultimately needs. This is good for baseball. Scandals, I hate to say it, are good for baseball because not a lot of people could watch baseball. People watch football. People watch basketball. And people watch hockey, soccer. Baseball is a slowed-down strategy sport, and it needs drama to succeed because it's kind of, the ratings are dying. Ever since, like, we've gotten into the more modern age, the baseball ratings are dying, and it's a sad thing to see because baseball is one of my favorite sports, but you get drama in it. Joe Kelly situation, people were talking about it. Astros cheating, people were talking about baseball, which is ultimately good for the sport because you need a little drama, right? If everything went smooth, I know everybody likes to think things go smoothly, but player rivalries is what people watch for. People watch for drama. People are attained to drama. Packers, Bears, great rivalry, something's going to happen. If a pitcher throws at somebody and they ultimately start a new rivalry, something's going to happen. Drama is good for baseball. Drama makes people talk about baseball, and it's good for baseball because that's what it needs. You need people talking about baseball. Football has the ratings, okay? Basketball playoffs has the rating. MLB playoffs has rating, but the regular season, these have died. With football, people are watching it every week, waiting for something cool to happen. And it's football, right? Football's king. With baseball was football in the 50s, 60s, 70s. They were all watching. Everybody watched baseball. Now the ratings are kind of down a little bit. I do think you should probably just make a 100-game season. Just straight up 100 games. It's my personal opinion. But fixing baseball ratings is another sport. All I'm saying is scandals like this, I know it's bad, but it's good for baseball in general because it gets people talking about it and people paying attention to the sport, which in the last 50 years, not 50, like the last 20 years, people haven't been really paying attention to baseball. So that's what I got. Rob Manfred blew it. Pitchers aren't happy. Pitchers are getting hurt, and it's just a whole mess. And it really couldn't have been a whole mess. Kind of could have been avoided easily, in my opinion, if you would have just waited till next season. But then again, pitchers don't need to cheat. But then again, there's a whole bunch of different circumstances. Again, watch everybody's video if you want a whole more in-depth thing. I am giving my opinion as a 16-year-old kid in his bedroom that he calls a studio. So there you go. That's my opinion on it. I would love to hear your guys' opinion down below. Again, stuff like this, you need to hear other people's opinion on it because it's like, hey, gets more people talking about baseball, and that's often what the sport needs. So there you go. Manfred blew it. Again, everybody's saying pitchers are getting hurt, and spider tack, rosin, is it legal? Who knows? Nobody knows, but sticky stuff in baseball. Who knew this would be a leading story in 2021? Thank you for listening.